Well, it's another day. It's another journal entry pre cross country trek to Columbus, Ohio. Just posted on Facebook that I'm going to be having a barbecue, and I do hope that some of my good friends show up, and some family too. I don't know. I've been definitely feeling my emotions. On the one hand, I am so excited to make this journey, this trek to Ohio. I've long lived my life with this thought process that I always needed someone around. Solitude always caused me depression, anxiety, loneliness. I never truly allowed myself to just be able to be in my own company. And it's something that I'm starting to teach myself. I've made a lot of mistakes in my life. I've gone through a lot. I have a lot of emotions about leaving Oakland, leaving the Bay, leaving California. It's not like it's the first time, but this one seems a lot more permanent. And I am leaving behind some very painful memories, but at the same time, some of the best memories I've ever had in my life have been here in Cali. So, as I said on my Facebook post, it's bittersweet. Anyways, I know that this is something that I need to do, but I'm also sad. There's a lot of reasons. I'm doing this also to just talk to those people out there that are just going through it. I'm going through it. Life, I just didn't expect would be this way. I don't understand some of the things that I've gone through and why. And I've often asked, my higher power, why? Or trying to understand what my purpose is. But at this very moment in my life, I just plan to live and be present in the now. And as long as I stay focused and stay present right now in this moment, I know that I will have control over my actions, control over my emotions. It's not always easy. I've had horrible coping skills most of my life. And this solitude that I've been experiencing, and teaching myself how to love myself and be able to be by myself. And I got my dog here with me, and she's gonna come along the ride. I don't know. I don't even know if any of this stuff is going to get put on YouTube or posted. I don't know. I just know that in life, there are so many obstacles. I know a lot of y'all out there are just not liking this life, this thing that we call life. To all of y'all that are out there living it up, more power to you. To all of you that are out there that are suffering, that are having a hard time getting through each day, that are struggling, that are surviving. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. And I can tell y'all with total honesty, I'm still trudging through that tunnel, but I'm going towards the light. And I want to take some of you along with me so you can see the journey. I'm not going to go through the whole experience in Ohio. So first and foremost, this docu-journal, whatever you want to call it, is more or less my journey to Ohio. Anyways, it's just another journal entry, me just babbling, talking. And there'll be more. And hopefully you guys will see more of this experience that I'm going through as I'm going through it. I don't know. Yeah. All right, y'all. I'll get back at you. All right, ladies and gentlemen. It's 1 week before the big trip, and I'm here kicking it with my family. This is another docu-journal entry.
And I'm still young enough to get that.
You're gonna be in my documentary. Anyways, hanging with the family another day. We 1 week away before we depart. Just wanted to say hey.
You know what I mean? That's cute.
Okay, people. I know I was supposed to be leaving today, but it didn't happen. So, I decided to come out, get a really tasty burger, which I am going to be, you guys are going to get some food porn in a second. But I'm hanging with one of my partners that I literally have known since the age of 5. So you can do the math on that because I don't feel like it. Like, here you go. That's my homie.
Hey, what's up, what's up?
Good Brax, man.
Braxton's here. I'm just showing my man off before he leaves Cali. He's not going back to Cali. He's leaving Cali.
Leaving Ohio. So, like, when I say we used to, like, here's some Gen X stuff for y'all. We used to get lost in, like, sewer systems and be in the forest, like
some real life stranger things.
Like when I say we would explore abandoned homes, I'm telling you, I could do a whole segment just on the crazy ass adventures me and this man has been through. But I'm gonna flip back when this burger comes so I can show y'all what I'm working with. But yeah, bye. So I have to tell y'all, this was one of the best burgers I have ever had. I cannot remember the name of the place. It is in Oakland, but when I find out, I will let you know. But man, did I enjoy it. That is all. Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. I am currently in my vehicle. I didn't get a chance to do a video entry right before I left because, of course, the time changed, overslept, and in true fashion, everything became incredibly behind schedule. So now I'm on the road, about 20 minutes into my drive, headed to Las Vegas. That is my first stop. Good old Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas. So I had a nice goodbye with my parents, and my mom, of course, asked me a million questions to make sure I remembered everything, as mothers do. I love her dearly. I know she worries. But here we go. We're underway. Oh, shoot. Okay, now, everybody that's tuning in, I'm about to go to the world's largest thermometer. Woohoo! Yeah, we're all excited, right? Yeah. Get right to the right. Okay, I think this is the parking. No, I don't even know where I'm going, but I'm just driving into this mofo. Death Valley right now. You want to go see the world's largest thermometer? Okay, we're gonna go see the world's largest thermometer. So, I mean, this is too exciting. You wait right here. I'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, the world's largest thermometer. You know what? I gotta cross-verify this, but hold on. We're gonna find out shortly. This is a 1991, 130 feet tall, representative of the world's hottest recorded temperature on July 10th, 1913 in Death Valley, California, 134 degrees. So, I didn't get real good confirmation on if it is in fact the largest, but from my understanding it is. Y'all can go ahead and fact check this shit. Let's see, there we go. That's how tall this bad boy is. Look at that.
Drugs like Ozempic.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now entering Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas. Officially in the town of Vegas. My first stop on my journey. I've been to Vegas a total of, I think, 7 times in my life. And it's probably been 15 years since the last time I've been here, so I'm sure it has changed. Just entering into Vegas. So much right there. Alright, y'all. So far, Vegas has turned out to be a very fun trip. Even on a Sunday. Well, I guess it's Vegas, so it's gonna be cracking anyways. But yeah, having a good time. All right, it is beginning. Okay, so I'm not 100% sure what this giant praying mantis represents, but it appeared out of nowhere while we were walking in old Las Vegas. I believe it was on Fremont. That thing is humongous, and as you can see, it is spitting fire out of its antennae. Just thought I'd drop that in real quick for you guys to see if you've never seen it before. For all y'all that don't know Vegas, this is Fremont Street. Left of the original Las Vegas. Take it in. If you want to do Vegas real, screw the strip, come to the old Las Vegas. So I gotta say, Las Vegas still never disappoints. As many times as I've visited it, it still amazes me. All of the beautiful attractions and endless things to do. I definitely will continue to come back and visit Las Vegas. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am driving through the state of Nevada to get to Phoenix, Arizona. I should have stopped at the Hoover Dam. It was actually beautiful, and I regret now not stopping and doing some footage from there. But I am driving through Nevada for the first time ever. So I'm gonna show a little bit of the ride, but I am sorry I did not take advantage of the opportunity to go to the Hoover Dam. It was literally right there. I drove past it. It was beautiful. But anyways, there'll be more stuff, and I'll try to make some stops. But anyways, checking in because I had a hell of fun in Vegas. I'm glad I stopped. I'm glad I did it. And now, onwards and outwards to Phoenix. Hopefully this hotel I booked, which I've never heard of and have no idea what part of Phoenix it's in because I've never been to Phoenix before. So I'm hoping I ain't popping into like the hood or some shit. The hotel looked nice though. Anyways, yeah. All right. So this is what the terrain, the road I'm on in Nevada. It's really nice, and I wish I had stopped at the Hoover Dam because it's very beautiful. But it's crazy for me to think that this road that I'm driving on, this freeway, you know, back during the migrative periods of the United States when they were migrating from the East Coast to the West, I just can't imagine what they had to go through traversing all of this. Because we have these freeways that were built for us. I mean, I can't even imagine what it would have been like back when you didn't have these freeways, but you had cars still. You couldn't even get on these roads out here. Could you imagine, caravanning with your family on horseback and all that shit all the way across the country that took several months? I mean, not weeks, months. I think it would take like 2 to 3 months. I might be misquoting, but I know it took at least a couple months, especially if you're moving in the caravan with 100 people or 50 people or 10 people, whatever. A lot of people died on the trek to get to the West Coast or even just the West. But it's a trip to think about, like, and I'm sure 100 years from now there will be someone hovering or flying in their car over this region and thinking, God, I can't believe people used to drive cross country. That's if we're still here in 100 years. God knows what it's going to be like 100 years from now. I hope the best. I know my ass won't be here in 100 years. To be honest with you, I'm lucky I'm still here now. So 100 years from now, yeah, I find it to be quite unlikely. But you never know in the next 20, 30 years what technology might unravel. But I am hoping for the best 100 years from now. So, I'm about, 45 minutes outside of Phoenix. Had to stop and eat. And I stopped at McDonald's because I've been in the middle of nowhere for the last 3 hours.
Let me interject real quick while I'm sitting there smacking away at this McDonald's. I wasn't going to post this initially, but I figured, why not? I want y'all to see the whole experience.
Eat McDonald's, but
I do apologize because I was tearing that McDonald's up and it wasn't pretty.
I do enjoy it. McDonald's French fries.
Hope y'all enjoyed it nonetheless.
So, it is vastly different out here than California, where I am. The first place I was going to stop looked like an old Western saloon, and I just didn't feel comfortable walking in there. Okay, so I just checked into this room, Metro Phoenix. The room is okay, but my fridge, look at that. It's got leftover Popeyes. And you know there's some ghetto shit when somebody got some leftover Popeyes up in here. Come on, man. I didn't put that in there. Don't get the game twisted. I do like some Popeyes, though.
What your steak looks like, too.
So, what's the name of this place?
Original Breakfast House.
Original Breakfast House in Phoenix, Arizona.
Yep. It's bomb.
It's hot outside, but this, look at that. See, I knew I was going to do this before, but I'm going to do it from now on. Now, man.
It's amazing.
And then I don't even know what I got in there, but all right, I'll see y'all later. So, I'm still out here in Phoenix, laying in my hotel room bed. Let me get this tank top. There we go. And I didn't end up going to the Grand Canyon. Kind of disappointed about that one. A lot of it had to do with laziness. Hey, I'm not perfect, man. I just didn't want to drive 3 hours from my hotel to the Grand Canyon and then drive another 3 hours back after all the driving I've been doing. So I might try to go tomorrow, but it's supposed to rain, so we'll see. But I am hanging out in my dog-friendly hotel with my little monkey. I haven't done any videos with my doggy. This is my Nala girl, and she has been along. Yes, she has. She's been along the ride with me ever since. Look at her little lazy butt. Come here, Boopy. She's been the best companion in the world. Say hi, Nala. Look at that cute face. Yeah, that's my baby. And she has literally been by my side for last 5 years of my life. And she is just an amazing animal. This is my Nala. Look at this beautiful doggy. She's so cute. Look at her. That's my Nala girl. She's gonna be 5 this year, right, Bobo? Huh? My little princess. Look at that cute face. You can never you just can't help but love this dog. Good day to y'all, ladies and gentlemen. I am back on the road, leaving Phoenix, Arizona. Had a good time out here. It was fun. It's hot as hell, though. Like, I don't know. I don't know how people. I can't even imagine what it's gonna be like here in the summertime. Because it was 90 degrees the first day I got here. So I'm not entirely sure where my next stop is. I looked at the map. Of course, there's a giant storm that's supposed to be like sweeping the whole country. So I had to take a different route from my original route. So I'm going even more southerly on the map than I originally was. So I don't even know where to stop. I might stop in Tennessee, because I do know that I'm gonna be driving through Tennessee at some point. Not sure how far into the drive Tennessee is, but I'm planning to drive until about 7 or 8 in the evening, and then I'm gonna stop and get a room. Just because I ain't killing myself driving, just not doing it. So wherever I am at 8 o'clock, 8 o'clock tonight is where I'll be staying. And hopefully there's some stuff to go, looking around and checking out and do a little sightseeing maybe. I know not at night, but maybe tomorrow in the morning, in the daytime. But it's been interesting, this trip so far. Like, I am super happy I have my dog here with me, and it's been a pleasure having her. because it does get lonely. I'm one of those people that get lonely very easily, but it's very lonely just driving, you know, for 8, 9, 10 hours at a time. Especially like now I'm in Arizona and leaving Phoenix, so I'm still in like a city area, but when you're out on the open road, I was in the middle of nowhere, and I'm about to be back out in the middle of nowhere very soon. So, and I'm gonna be out in the middle of nowhere getting into the south, which I don't know. Never done it before. We'll see how that goes. But it's an adventure. So yeah, I just want to do a check-in. I'll check in again when I get to my next hotel. But I did enjoy. Phoenix is a nice little city. Can't complain. Had some delicious food, hung out with a good friend, and now onwards and outwards. All right, y'all. I just, something I've noticed about the difference between Bay Area, I'm not sure how much of the sky, oh shoot, I don't even remember what my thought was. I'm not sure if it's air pollution, or the lack of air pollution, or something, but like if you can see in this footage, like the clouds are just remarkably fluffy and just very defined. And I just, in the Bay, you don't see clouds like the fluffy clouds like you see like this. They're not in the sky every day like that. It's usually either overcast or sunny. That's about it. And when it rains, the clouds are dark and ugly and gloomy. But these clouds are they look like pillows. They look like if you flew up in the sky, you'd be able to jump up and down on them. Anyways, just thought I'd throw some B-roll in there of some road footages I'm going to do periodically on my trip, so people can see, Alright, well, so long, Phoenix. It was a pleasure. Why did that's not looking guilt? Anyways, alright, y'all. So, had a very interesting experience just a bit ago. I'm diabetic, type 2 diabetic, but had a blood sugar low, a really bad one that just came out of nowhere. And I mean out of nowhere, my blood sugar dropped down to like 40. And the scary part about it, the realization that I had while trying to remain calm through it, is that the fact that I am literally in the middle of nowhere right now. Like when I say I'm in the middle of nowhere, I'm in the middle of nowhere. And I'm going to show you some footage of it. But that shit scared me, because I figured even if I called 911, I wouldn't even be able to tell them where the hell I am, because I don't even know where the hell I am. I don't know if I'm in Texas. I don't know where I am. And my GPS, because I'm driving, won't tell me, or my phone, my iPhone keeps saying, I guess I can pull over and figure it out. I just want to get to a place where I can get some food, but literally, I am literally in the middle of nowhere. You see, the middle of nowhere. And I'm saying you probably can't super tell, but there's not. Anyways, these roads are hella narrow, but I'm in the middle of nowhere. It's beautiful out here, though. You can't beat this. But, same token, I really am stuck in the middle of nowhere. All right, you guys, I decided to take a quick the little break, let Nala stretch her legs. But yeah, again, stuck out in the middle of nowhere off the side of the road.
Did I forget to
see that?
mention I was stuck in the middle of nowhere? Because I think I mentioned it
Somewhere, I think,
enough times.
in Texas is where I think
to
I
get the
am,
point
but I'm not
across.
sure. Nala, get over here. Get away from the road. Yep. So I had to stop because my phone ended up flying off of the thingy and the little holder, and so I had to stop so I could grab my phone. But we're about to get back in this car. Now, you know, just FYI, I just had to click back on. You know you out in the boonies when there is a yellow warning sign that cows may be crossing the road.
So I came across this beautiful landscape, and it reminded me of why I took this journey. It's a spiritual experience, I gotta say, seeing the beauty and wonder of this country we live in. And I'm gonna remember it for the rest of my life.
It is just remarkable. This is called, where I'm driving through right now is the Apache National Forest. Just look at that. I mean, it's just awe-inspiring. Still out in the middle of nowhere, but I had to stop because this is just, it's amazing. So cool. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I am still, I think it's been maybe 2 hours since my last entry, and I am literally still stuck out in the middle of freaking nowhere. Like, I don't even understand this. I still have no idea where I am, like what state I'm in. I did just traverse some mountains, which I'm still kind of sort of am still in them, but I was way up in the mountains for a minute. I know that my GPS has rerouted me, and so that has added like 500-600 extra miles to my trip to avoid whatever storm is going on. And like, I really hope that this storm, no, I'm sorry, I don't want, that's wrong, because I don't want to say that I hope the storm is bad, because that means, you know, there are people that are affected by that, and I truly do care. But at the same time, this what you call it, this alternate route, whatever you want to call it, it's taking a long. And number one, oh, here's my other problem. I'm almost out of gas, and I haven't seen a gas station for 3 hours. And I have no cell phone reception up here at all. Zero. It is in SOS mode. So I have no gas. I'm still in the middle of freaking nowhere, and I don't see. I just passed through a very teeny tiny town, a very tiny town. I didn't see any gas stations in there. I'm passing through another town. All right, y'all. So, little update. got a little dicey there for a second. It seemed like everything that could go wrong almost went wrong. As I mentioned before, I had a very bad low blood sugar episode in the middle of nowhere. Then I didn't know where I was, and then I was like literally, I don't know, maybe 10 miles from running out of gas, because there wasn't a gas station for over 3 hours of driving. Not a single gas station, not one gas station. But you know, I had calmed myself down, because I'm one of those people that has to have some feeling of control. And at that moment, stuck in those mountains, I felt so, there was no control at all. I didn't know where I was. I didn't know if there was a gas station coming up. I didn't know, there was no place to buy food, so I didn't know if my blood sugar was going to drop again. Like, just all kinds of shit. I mean, and sometimes I have to calm myself and allow, you know, the Most High, the universe, however you like to call them, God, whatever you want to call your higher power. My higher power, I like to say the Most High. But nonetheless, I'm a spiritual person, and sometimes I gotta let go and just kind of let go, let God, as they say. Because everything always ends up working out. And of course, at the very last minute, I mean, like I said, I had literally like 10 miles left to be able to drive. A gas station popped up. I mean, I was literally about to run out of gas, and a gas station popped up. So I was able to go in there, buy a bag of chips, fill up my gas tank, and now I'm back out in the middle of nowhere. But at least I'm not freaking out as much about the gas and the food. Chips should, oh wait, I don't know if I mentioned, did I say already, but I may not have. I'm in New Mexico. What's going on, y'all? I actually finally made it to the hotel. It was a long day of driving. Everything came together, you know. I could have panicked a lot more than I did. Being stuck out in the middle of nowhere for like 4 hours was not fun. But I made it to the hotel. I'm gonna rest, relax. Got a lot of more driving to go. 1,500 more miles to go. So, yeah. Anyways, just doing one check-in before I call it a night. All right, y'all. Oh, all right. I'm back on the road again, ladies and gentlemen, in New Mexico, and I think my next destination, not my stop, I don't know how long it's going to take me, but I'm planning on driving at least for 8 to 10 hours, because I got to make up some distance. I still have 1,500 more miles to go, which, as I said in earlier footage, it's all because of the stupid detour I took from this storm. Which, I don't want to say stupid because it may have saved my life. I heard it was pretty bad. So, I'm on the road, heading towards Albuquerque, and then I think after that, Santa Fe. And I'm not sure where I'm going to be staying for the night. But I really want to hopefully knock out half of this distance, which means I have to drive about 700 miles minimum today, so that by tomorrow I can just drive the last 700 miles into Ohio. And that's going to be interesting, because 700 miles is a lot. and I'm usually doing about 85 on average. So I don't know. I can't even do the math because math is not my forte. But in my head, let's see. Let me think for a second. Anyways, I'll figure it out without y'all looking at me. I am. It's rush hour. I mean, you know what? This still ain't as bad as like being in the Bay Area. My God. But still, it is like I don't know why I didn't really think there was going to be rush hour traffic. I also didn't realize I was going to be entering into a pretty big city by this time of the day. It's not that bad though, but it is slowing me down significantly. Oh man, another long day of driving. I think I might be catching a cold. Don't know. I've been very congested and sneezing. I don't know if it's allergies. Anyways, I am in Oklahoma. Not too much else to say about that. I mean, I don't know a lot about Oklahoma. It's country, but I'm sure not all of Oklahoma is country. But the people out here are very polite, which I wasn't expecting. I don't know. You want to know something? I feel like the Midwest and the South are where some of the most polite and like courteous, kind people you'll find. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Friday, actually. You know what's funny is I thought I was going to already be in Ohio by now. But you know what? I ain't complaining. This has been a great trip. I'm planning on doing another about 8 hours. I have 1,000 miles left to drive in Oklahoma. My last entry, I just got to the hotel and then my battery died. So I just went to bed. So now it's the next day and we're on the road. About 100 miles outside of Oklahoma City. I'm not sure where my stop will be in about 7 or 8 hours. My guess is going to be somewhere in St. Louis or maybe even Kentucky. But I'm thinking St. Louis is most likely where I'm going to end up. So, back on the road, doing our thing. Hopefully, there might be some place for me to stop and do a little sightseeing. I'm not crossing my fingers because, not crossing my fingers. I'm not holding my breath. I can't even talk right. Not holding my breath because out this way, it's pretty much just flat, like the same flat landscape for a long time. Good God, is there like a sandstorm? Hold on, I'm about to flip this. It's almost like a sandstorm out here. It's a high wind advisory right now. So if it is in fact too bad, I might not drive. But that hazy cloud you just saw that almost looks like Bay Area smog was actually sand. It is blowing. The wind is blowing ridiculously hard right now. So I'm not gonna be unsafe about this. All right, y'all. So I have never experienced a sandstorm. I've only seen sandstorms in movies, but I literally have driven through about 4 different sandstorms on this freeway in Oklahoma. One of the sandstorms I rode through actually literally had lightning flashing in it. I would have filmed it, to be honest with you, but I literally had a death grip on this steering wheel. So I am right outside Tulsa. I had to stop. As you can tell, there's a high wind advisory and tornado warnings. So I had to get off the freeway because all the cars were flying all over the place. And as you probably saw in some of the earlier videos, I drove through 3 sandstorms. And now, where I got my hotel at, there is a fire. So we might have to evacuate at the hotel. So I don't know. But you can kind of see the haze in the background. You can definitely tell how windy it is. So, I don't know. I'm getting some food and I'm going to go back to my room and hope that all this dies down. Yeah. Well, I'm good and settled into my hotel. The fire danger or warning, whatever, has passed. And this has been a great trip, and it's taught me so much about myself. There's so many realizations that I've come, to bear on this trip, and I'm at the tail end of it, but I'm not at the tail end of the story. I'm just at the tail end of the chapter. It's the little details. And I think society today is designed to make us miss the little details. And because we're missing the little details, we're not living. We are assimilating into a system that has created a way for us to get up, go to work, come home, watch a little TV. For a good chunk of us, eat some crappy food that ain't good for us, watch a little more TV, go to bed, wake up, and guess what? How do you feel when you wake up? Here's the key question, because this is something that I've noticed in my life. When I am not balanced emotionally, spiritually, and physically, when I wake up in the morning, it is a struggle. It is almost in a sense of disappointment, a sadness. My attitude a lot of times is, nah, man, I don't feel like getting out of bed. I gotta start, Lord, I gotta start the day. It's either I gotta go to work, I don't feel like going to work, or it's just this feeling of sorrow, emptiness, sadness, whatever, aggravation. But when I'm balanced, when I feel balance in my life, I wake up refreshed. I wake up excited. And I mean this is I've lived both these versions. Wake up excited, eager to experience what the day has to bring, because I know every step I make throughout my day is the best of me, the best version of myself, the best version of my mental thinking, the best version of my spiritual connection, the best version of my physical, self at that time. Because remember, when I say being your best self, does not mean that you have to be better than you were before. Because as we get older, it becomes harder and harder. Like, I cannot be the physical individual physically that I was 20 years ago. I don't have the ability to do that. If I was to push myself to the peak of my physical ability, I would not be able to compete with the version of me 20 years ago that was pushed to his physical peak. the two would not match. But I do mean the best version of who you are right now. That's all that matters. Don't compare yourself to your best version 10 years ago, 5 years ago. Don't compare yourself to your best version that you were yesterday. Because you're not that person anymore. Be the best version of yourself right now. That's all that matters. And being the best version of yourself don't mean you're a better or lesser version than someone else. Don't compare yourself. That's part of the problem with society, is everybody's comparing themselves to someone else. I've done it a million times. Especially with television and social media, which is why I don't watch a lot of either. I do watch a lot of movies, but I don't watch a lot of television. And I really am not a big social media person. It's very easy to get caught up in comparing your life to someone else's and then being like, why can't I be like that person? Because you're not that person. You can adopt influence from other people, but don't try to become or want to become that other person, because you never will. Why? Because that person is that person and you are who you are. And that is going to be a fact to the day you die. And when you realize that, you can take pieces of what other people are doing and you can take those pieces and utilize them as tools in your life, but don't make that be who you are. Just be the best version of you. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? So, I'm on the road again. I left Oklahoma, survived the windy, crazy tornado warning night along with the fire. But you didn't get to see in the previous, right after I was filming, a gust of wind so strong blew my daggone sunglasses off my face and I watched them fly away. Alright, y'all, I'm coming into St. Louis, Missouri, and there goes the orange.
I'm living proof. People count you out and you can still get rid of it. If I really want it, I'ma get it. The phone that I was clicking off had minutes. Way before the jewelry, I had bitches. Way before you knew me. So, no, I ain't never told. I could never fold. Took it off the stove and went and bought some clothes.
Here it comes.
Jumping out that rose, I took the longest road. Just trying to get more bucks, it went no short.
There it is, baby.
Judges sit us down and try to torch us. 13.
St. Louis, Missouri.
KPXA.
Going to die.
Living my life so fast, it's hard to keep up. Feeling like you feeling it's
Look at how big it is. I forgot how big this damn thing was.
Been a few weeks up. I ain't never been at a funeral or seen a Prince drop. Bad little
That
girl,
is
short
cool.
and stout like them teacups. She came with an orgy, so now Yorkie a teacup. Honestly, I'd rather be with one dime than 3 ducks. One thing about me, I ain't never gave 3 fucks.
Alright, y'all, let me focus. Oh my God. So I'm in St. Louis. This is the last leg of my trip. And to be totally honest with you, I am so tired. It has been exactly a week since I left Oakland. I'm in St. Louis and now have about, 5 or 6 more, maybe 7 hours, and I'll be in Columbus. Alright, y'all. I am on the road towards my last stretch of the drive to Columbus, Ohio. And when I got outside out of my hotel room, it was 30 degrees. It was very cold. Very cold, and I was wearing California clothes. All right, y'all. I actually just crossed into Indiana. You know, interesting thing happened when I don't know what state I was in. I had to go pee. Of course, in true fashion, I was going to the bathroom in a very unusual, I don't know how to explain the stall. I should have took a picture of it because I can't really explain to you, except that I had to look down to make sure everything was going where it was supposed to. And in that process of looking down, my sunglasses fell off the top of my head. Actually, they were on my face. They fell off my face into the damn stall. They fell into the stall. This is my last pair of sunglasses. I have no other pair to replace. So those sunglasses remained exactly where they were.
I thought I would give you guys a little context on the whole sunglasses thing. I carry, on any given day, about 2 to 3 different pairs of sunglasses because I tend to either lose or break them. So I've stopped buying expensive sunglasses because they don't last. And I'm actually surprised that I didn't lose all my sunglasses on this trip, but at least I still have the very same pair of sunglasses that I wore through the last leg of the trip to this very day, which is a year later. Food for thought.
Here we go. Indianapolis. Downtown Indianapolis. Alright, well, that's the best I could do. I can't look into the camera, so I don't even know. But there we go.
In 1.7 miles, take exit 112 on the left to merge onto I-70 east towards Dayton.
Alright, y'all. I have officially entered the state of Ohio. Ooh, doggies, the trip is almost over. Man. And it is raining out here right now. I'm not sure what city I'm in, but I am in the state of Ohio now. I'm about an hour away from Columbus. Ooh. To say the least, this has been a journey. This wasn't just a trip, this was a journey to get here. I mean, a week ago is when it's just a trip. One time goes by so fast. But the other trivia part is, this whole journey took a week to do. A week. Wasn't what I imagined. Things never end up the way that I imagined them to. But they always end up the way they're supposed to. In the end. That's the story of my life. Maybe that might be the same thing for everybody, you know. Even some of the worst times of my life, those periods had to happen to get me to someplace else. Now, could I have chosen different paths to get to certain directions that didn't require so much pain and suffering? Probably. But who's to know? Who is to really know? Like, if I had gone a different path, would I be sitting here recording this in Ohio right now? Where would I be? I feel very strongly that, like, although we are sentient and we are conscious and we make our own decisions, there is a path for everybody, I believe. I believe that's why sometimes life becomes very difficult. You'll start to notice more obstacles, more resistance. And that's, for in my opinion, because you're straying from your path. You don't have to follow your path to a T, but I think, in my opinion, there's a path for everybody. There's a path, but I mean, it can go two ways. There's a path to lightness, and there's lightness. There's a path to the light, and there's a path to the dark. Depends on which path you choose to take. Some people choose to stay on the path of darkness. And that's, you know, I've been down that road where I was happy to stay down that path of destruction and darkness. But also, that path through darkness has led me to where I am now and who I am now. And quite frankly, I'm very happy of who I am now. I actually like myself. And there was a period in my life where that was not, you know, a thing. I didn't like myself. There was a period in my life where I truly, more than one period in my life where I hated myself. But regardless of what has happened in my life, that path has led me to here. That path has led me to now. So that's it. Alright, y'all. I have made it to Columbus, Ohio. Pretty freaking exciting. I'm about 10 minutes away from my mom's house. Officially in Columbus. Here, let's see. Alright. Right outside the window, I think you can kind of get downtown Columbus. I can't tell because I can't look at it. But I made it to Columbus, you guys. I made it to Columbus. Okay, I gotta drive because now I have to figure out my direction. Let's go downtown Columbus. Downtown Columbus. I'm doing.
Put some spring in your cup with the ice of lavender matcha. And now, here you
I
go.
don't think even all the other times I've been out here to Columbus, I've never come to the downtown area. So this is a first. Yeah. Alright, well, getting close to the house. Just wanted to get some more I know it's coming in a tiny bit blurry, but it's been doing that. I don't know how to fix it. What? Hey.
Use the left two lanes to keep left towards Wheeling.
Okay, let me stop recording. Anyways, this is downtown. I'm about to get to the house in a minute. Alright, y'all. This is my neighborhood. I am a quarter of a mile from the house. I'm not going to be able to film too much because I have to pee so bad. I'm about to run in here. Yeah, it's not going to be the hello I wanted, but I got to pee. So I'll do a little more footage afterward. Ladies and gentlemen, greetings from Columbus, Ohio. It is April 9th, 2026, almost exactly a year since I took this trek cross country to get here. This year has been filled with joys, triumphs, failures, disappointments, but I'm still here. I'm still pushing. I'm still living. I don't regret any of it. I'm so glad that I got to partake on that trip across the country. It was a truly memorable experience. And I'm glad whoever tuned in got to share the experience with me. Hopefully you got something from it, if at the very least a little bit of entertainment. But anyways, wasn't able to post anything specifically right after I got here. I'm not sure why I didn't, but I'm here now. I'm living life, loving myself, and the story still goes on. That chapter has ended and a new one has begun. So, I hope that you guys enjoyed the journey, and peace and blessings.